Stories are the rippling effects of our actions. My name is Asadumebi, and every week, I usually tell you a short story written by a Nigerian writer or author. But in celebration of the first year anniversary of this podcast, I'm launching Series Week, where I tell you stories over the course of 2 or 7 consecutive days. Basically, however long it takes to complete the story. Series Week will occur about once a quarter, and the stories featured will still be written by Nigerian writers and authors, and will either consist of a sequence of related episodes from one story or a set of stories linked by a common theme. That's the long and short of it. So without much ado, today's story is from the Lagos Uber Stories collection by Joshua Owolabi, and it's titled Regret Lives Here. Catch up on earlier episodes from this week for other stories in the collection. We had just dropped off my friend in Ilukweju, and the Uber driver was rerouting to my place. We were to pass the road which leads to that Oshodi underbridge park when the driver asked me if the police were still there. Being a victim of the Nigerian police's constant stop and search, I understood why he was asking. But then, we were both in the car, so how was I to know if they were there? Omo, I don't know, but let's pass there, Sha, I replied. Lucky for us, they were not there on this occasion. When we got under the bridge, the driver said he was surprised that the Nigerian police were still harassing people in the name of stop and search without a warrant when it was illegal. I told him it was part of the criminality Uncle Peter campaigned about during the last election, but some of us refused to listen. It was a leading comment, as I'd seen the infinity sign on the cap on his dashboard. Little did I know just how leading my comment was until a torrent of lamentations came pouring out. A torrent which lasted the whole trip. I dey come, he said, looking at me briefly, before concentrating on dribbling the potholes around Oshodi Underbridge. As soon as we dodged the potholes, he let it out like a middle-aged man suffering from dysentery. See, me, I campaigned heavily for this government because I thought I was doing the right thing. I like City Boy and voted for his party because of him. I thought I was going to benefit from it once he entered. The opposite is the case. My business has been down for a while now, and it is this Uber that I have been using to support my family. I bought fuel at 650 per litre today, and since I have been out, I have only completed 2 trips. You are the 3rd customer for today. I have been outside since 10 a.m., making less than 3,000 naira. I bought 25 litres of fuel in the hope that I will see trips to at least make the fuel money back. But look at me, 3,000 naira all day. I did not respond. Despite leading him on, I hate these kind of talks, especially when it has to do with people struggling to make ends meet. I noticed he didn't take the normal route on the map. Instead, he took a longer route. I indulged him, knowing my fare wouldn't change from what it was, just the expected arrival time. Now, my tires are bad. I asked for an estimate from the guy that works on my car. He said 80,000 naira. I did not even argue, because I knew things were not the same as before. So I gave him 15k, and I told him that I will send the balance when I gather the remaining money. This was 4 days ago. Then he called me last night to tell me that the money is now 110,000 naira. Who is changing the prices? I asked him. The guy told me that he did not understand my question, and then he hung up on me. That was so painful, because I needed him to explain how the money changed from 80k to 110k in less than 4 days. The last time I went to buy something by myself in the market, I was cheated by those boys. They kept telling me it was original, but it was not. It was that thing that now spoiled these my tires. When we got to Onikpano, I noticed he was about to take a longer route. I pointed at the road beside the police station and asked him to take it. He looked at me and asked, "Do you mean Watchtower Street?" "Yes, please. Thank you." He took the turn and continued his lamentation. "All the people that I campaigned for have entered office, and suddenly, I cannot reach them again. All their contacts are no longer working. And if you message them on WhatsApp, they will not read, let alone answer your message. These were people that were calling me 247 when they needed me. I don't even know if it is God punishing me because these people are not good and I worked for them. Where am I supposed to see 110K to fix this car? They have spoiled this country for us. Meanwhile, they and their family are up there enjoying life. That's not fair at all. I wish one of them should call me to pick up a brand new car from the ones they have. Wishes used to be horses, but for you, they are snails," I said quietly in my head. "It is my children that I pity. They are out of school. And my wife is unhappy about that. What do? Will I kill myself? Who knows the other problems waiting for me in the front? This government just entered and the sufferness is this much." I said nothing. One leading comment was more than enough for this journey. "How much is your trip?" He looked at me and asked. 2,250 naira, I replied. "All right, thank you. That's 6,000 naira since 10 a.m. and this is almost 10 p.m. Once I end your trip, I will go home." I told him where to drop me, and he ended the ride. I asked for his account details, and I transferred his 2,250 naira. The ride took me 30 minutes instead of 15 minutes. Election has consequences, sir, and politics is not a game. Good night, sir. He did not respond, but I'm sure my comment won't leave his head, at least for tonight. Joshua Owolabi is a writer who resides in the United Kingdom. He is a content marketing manager for tech and non-tech companies. You can read more of his work on Medium at Joshua Owolabi and connect with him on Twitter at ThisIsAyomi. Details and links will be in the episode description. If you've got a story you would like to be featured on this podcast, or a published book you want to make into an audiobook, send an email to info@osadumebi.com or send me a message at Osadumebi on either Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter. I look forward to collaborating with you. And if you've enjoyed this week's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and tell a friend that stories are a good escape for a few minutes each week.